Hello and welcome to a brand new episode of Coming Distractions brought to you by the Nerdpocalypse podcast. I'm your host, Jay. I'm here with my co-host, Micah.
Hey.
All right, guys, we're back. This time we're going to talk about the new Zack Snyder movie, Army of the Dead. This is newly released on Netflix. It's a Netflix original film by the infamous director, I would say, at this point. Let me read the general log line here. Casino owner Bly Tanaka and his head of security Martin approach an ex-mercenary Scott Ward, who took part in a failed intervention, but now works as a fry cook. They approach him about a job to recover $200 million from Tanaka's casino vault before the military destroys the city with a tactical nuclear strike. Scott Ward being played by Dave Bautista, to be specific. So, this is Zack Snyder's like return to the zombie genre by where he started. Of course, he did the remake for Dawn of the Dead back in the day. What did you think of this movie?
This thing isn't the worst thing in the world, but I don't know if I can recommend it. If you're just looking for like something to kind of throw on, like if you're really into zombies and you want to see zombies in a different location than you normally see them, I guess, it might be worth watching, but there's a lot this movie is so frustrating. Okay. One, I'm not recommending it. I'm not flat out. I'm not recommending it. It has certain things going for it that I think are good, right? But the premise is great. It's a heist movie. It's zombies. It's a ragtag group of people coming together to accomplish a one specific goal, and the premise is solid. The execution of that premise is not. There's a lot of stuff in here. There's a lot of it's way too long.
It's 2.5 hours long.
It's way too long. It's way too long. And the reason it's way too long is because Zack Snyder is throwing a lot of ideas in here, but he's not commenting on them. Right?
Right.
As soon as the movie opens up, you hear a newscast about a riot at the Capitol. And I'm like, wait, what? And then it turns out it's a riot at the Capitol about something that happened in this world.
Right.
Okay. You got Donna Brazile and Sean Spicer in it. Right. Why? And they're going back and forth talking about like the political implications of what the nuclear strike is going to do or whatever. Right. Like you've got a human rights organization that is kind of siding, they're upset because these are zombies, but they're still people. So you got people getting their temperatures taken and they're put in quarantine. Right. And there's so much stuff, like little things that are thrown in here, little ideas that normally like really good sci-fi uses to comment on.
Make commentary about a real world event, right?
There's no commentary. Yeah. It's just garnish, but it's like important shit. Like it's
So I agree with that.
And lastly, the movie's just not fun. Like I can get past all the, the pseudo intellectual, like, oh, well, we're kind of thinking, right? But we're not. I can get past all that if the movie was fun, but it's not.
Look, hard pass. One, I agree with you. The time is insane. 2.5 hours for a zombie movie. You're not Danny Boyle. Relax. Like you're not making some like You're not making some art piece in the zombie genre. You're not. You're making a shoot 'em up. And I'm okay with a shoot 'em up. I like a shoot 'em up. That's why I thought this would probably be pretty fun. It was not. I agree with you. It lacks the one thing zombie movies should have is it should be fun, right? Like that's what's supposed to be. It also lacks another thing that zombie movies kind of require, which is gore. Like there's surprisingly not a lot. For a guy who has been dipping his toe in unnecessary violence for years in properties that don't need that level of violence, when given an opportunity to really go balls to the wall, he doesn't, which is weird, right? Like there's only really 2 major deaths. I mean, that are like, whoa, okay, like that's interesting to see.
There's a lot of deaths, but none of them are like, only very few of them. The one where the Chekhov's tiger, right? Like you introduce a zombie tiger, you gotta use it, right?
Right. That was cool.
And that was cool. I really enjoyed that.
Yeah.
But like a zombie breaking someone's neck by twisting it around? What?
Why? Why would a zombie do that? Like, why would a zombie do that? Why were there like ninja zombies? Like that didn't make any sense.
There was like a zombie that did like capoeira at one point.
Right. Yeah, that's the one. I was like, and then there was one that was definitely a robot. Like it was definitely a robot. I was like, I at first I thought like, oh, is this going to be like they put robots in to like test them, and there's like an extra layer to this? No, it kind of was like a robot. I was like, okay, like that doesn't make any sense. So I didn't think it was particularly fun. It did hold my attention enough. Like your point about the premise being interesting is correct, right? Like it's a heist movie. I love heist movies. I like zombie movies fine. Right. I'm not like a crazy Walking Dead fan or anything, but I like zombie movies fine. So I like the idea of a heist movie inside of a zombie movie. Like I like this sort of like double layered, mindless genre film, arguably. But what it doesn't do is the heist is not interesting. It actually does a reverse of what Ocean's 11 does, or the Ocean's movies, which is it normally is like, this is the heist. You go through all the rigmarole, but you don't really care about the rigmarole. You like the summarizing of the heist at the end, where they move the curtain and show you all the cool shit. Like that's what you're there for. In this movie, they show you the curtain in the beginning, and they're like, "Oh, that was cool." None of that happens at the end. You're like, "Why am I watching this? What was the point?"
In a heist movie, right? You got your hero. Your hero usually is asked to do the heist or whatever. There's a reason why the hero has to do the heist. You get the team together. Once the team's together, you go through the plan, right? I love going through the plan.
Right.
I love it. And that was the best part of this heist.
It is the beginning.
Movie. It's the best part of it. You go through the plan. And depending on how you do it, right? Like you can this movie kind of shows you the plan executed perfectly. And then there's going to be hiccups. Right. And then it's like, oh, okay, well, this obviously isn't going to happen. I wonder what's going to be the hiccup, right?
Yeah, where does it fall down?
But once we setting up the dominoes just to make them fall down. That's a perfect analogy, right? This is like setting up the dominoes and then throwing a rock at them.
If I throw a rock at its head, does that work? Yeah. Oh. But there's also things that don't make sense. Like the things that don't make sense, right? And this is not spoiling the movie. Like the team has a safecracker on the team. But the vault that they're going to is owned by the guy who sends them. Why would you need a safecracker? What's the code? Just tell me the code. I'll just go get it. Right. Bly Tanaka should be a guy who's like, hey, there's $200 million in this vault and I want the money. That should be he shouldn't be the owner of the vault. Like, you need a safecracker. Why would I need a safecracker? Don't you have the key? Nah, I forgot it. Like, that doesn't make sense. So, like, there are things, like, there are moments that are, like, that kind of stand out that I was like, all right, I enjoyed that. And there are also things that just rip off other films, which look, I'm not super mad about that because I like Tarantino films, right? Like, and I never see them as rip-offs as much as I see them as homages. But like, like the Latin woman who's like literally wearing a red headband, like the badass Latin woman from Aliens. Yeah, we get it. Like, she's way more of a badass than you would even think she is, comparative to everyone else in the team, right? Like,
but the thing is, this is an actual Latin woman, and that was a Jewish woman.
Yes, pretending to be Latin in Aliens, which is fucking wild. It's one of the greatest. Like, wait, what? Moments of all time. He's pretending to be Latin. That's fine. So like, I didn't hate all of it. I really didn't. But the runtime is just ridiculous. Like, you could cut this movie by 45 minutes with no problem. Like, honestly, if this movie was a tight hour 30, this could work. Like, it could super work. But you gotta get the screenplay right, which brings me to sort of my fundamental issue with this film, which is Zack Snyder should stop writing screenplays. He's not good at it. He's not. He's perfectly fine as a director. I think if he's
got such a good visual style.
Right. I don't have a problem with that.
That it's just
minus the sort of drab color palette. But even that, I'm not mad about it. Like, whatever, it's your thing.
Right. Like, it's his style. And I like it. I even like some of the slow motion. I don't like it to excess. Like, he likes to like do a lot of slow motion, right. Like 10% of his movies, right? Right.
I mean, like the scene of the come together Avengers scene where they're all fighting the zombies. Yeah, that should be in slow motion. That was awesome, right? Like, yeah, I would like that. That was cool.
But this movie is God,
it's not good.
Like they got a coyote to bring people into the like.
Why?
All right, like this movie has such potential.
It did,
and this is a slight spoiler, but there are ulterior motives at play here,
right?
And if the movie was focused more about the ulterior motive and tricking these people into going into this thing, I mean, I'm just rewriting this movie in my head, and it's just,
that's a far better idea than why, and I won't give it away, why they are in the predicament they're in by the end. Like,
right. Like, it could have been like, it could have been like a test, you know what I mean? To see if what the ulterior motive's outcome could be. It could be a test to see how it actually is, a real-time test, and you have someone there to like document that shit. And like,
right, dude,
this is going to work. Let me grab this and report back. Right, like there's so many. This movie could have gone in so many different directions, but it goes in the direction that you think it's going to, and it's fine, but like, I just wish it was more fun.
Frankly, you know what would have been a super interesting one? Omari Hardwick's character, where he gives that whole thing about like, maybe this is what's really going on, like the philosophical thing. I thought that would have been such a dope way to do that.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No. I'm like, that's a really good, that was a real, you wrote it, dude. You wrote it. It's right there. It's a great idea.
You're already playing in science fiction. Like, who cares, man?
Right. Like, again, Snyder should stop writing. Like, just stop doing screenplays, dude. Like, it's just not for you. And I'm not trying to be a dick. It's not for you. It's just not for you.
I do appreciate what they did with Tig Notaro, inserting her digitally into the movie. They did a very good job. It's almost seamless.
Oh, really? I thought that they reshot those scenes.
No, they digitally put her in that movie. She was acting against nothing but green screen, and they digitally inserted her into it. I think they reshot one scene for a half a day with the Latin lead, with the female Latin lead.
Oh, okay.
But that was it. She was inserted into the film digitally throughout.
That's impressive.
That's very impressive. It's almost seamless. It's almost seamless. If you
I didn't notice that. So
exactly,
I didn't know
that. So
here's the thing. Here's the thing with Tig Notaro scenes. I'll just say this. I chuckled at literally one thing she said. I didn't find, or let me rephrase that. I chuckled at one thing in the entire movie. Like of all the like quippy lines, I didn't find any of it that funny to me. None of it.
And I wanted to. That's what I wanted to do. Right. I wanted to talk about the acting in the movie. I'm not looking for anything like amazing. Right.
I mean, no offense. It was starring Dave Bautista. I was like, okay.
There are two wrestlers in this movie. You know? Like I'm not, but
wait, who's
Dave
the second
Bautista.
wrestler?
John Bradshaw Layfield was one of the army guys in the beginning.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. At least I think that was him. It looked and sounded just like him. So,
okay.
I like Dave Bautista. I think given the right thing, he could be very good.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like he's got this like thing about him where he doesn't want to just be the big guy, right? Like he wants his characters to be actual characters, be real human beings. And I can appreciate that.
I can respect it. Yeah, of course.
I can appreciate it. I absolutely respect it. I like Dave Bautista. I like him as a wrestler. I like him as an actor. I like him as a human being. He's a decent guy. This movie didn't do it for me. This movie is not the movie where you need pathos, right?
No, I just need you to yell, "Get to the chopper."
Yeah,
that's all I need, dude.
That's it. I just need you to Arnold Schwarzenegger this movie, man. Yeah. Like I need you to be the fucking badass, right? Not every role you don't have to be like The Rock, where every role is like I'm a badass that ever badassed an ass, right? Like I don't need all that. But for zombie movies,
just go.
I'm gonna need that from you.
Yeah, I don't need you to wear glasses. I don't need you to have an in-depth perspective about your wife and your child. I need you to be like, yo, shit's on. Let's rock and roll. Like, that's all I need from him. That's all I need.
That's it, man. That's it. Look, from this movie, that's all I need.
Look, you saved that for Dune. You saved that for Blade Runner 2049. Got no problem with it. I'm here for it. I can't wait to watch it. But yes, I agree with you. I need you to pull out a giant knife and just stab people in the head, which he did a lot.
Man.
But I don't need an introspective character for him.
I need you to Bautista bomb some zombies, yo. Like, I mean, that's the long and short of it. So everyone else, I
didn't care.
Everyone else, I didn't really care. Theo Rossi was amusing to me. I really like him as a villain.
That's Shades.
Yeah, Shades. Yeah.
It was cool to see him again. I like that guy.
Yeah, but
I didn't mind. But just a quick side note, I didn't mind Van der Rohe and Dieter's relationship. Omari Hardwick and Matthias Scherwenghofer. Sure, let's go with that. Like I didn't mind their relationship. I thought that was pretty good. I actually thought Hardwick was pretty good in this. Like I like better than the last movie I saw him in, which was a Tyler Perry movie. But yeah, I actually liked him in this. He's not given enough to do, in my opinion, but I think that guy could probably do like pretty good action movie work. I didn't have a problem with that.
He's he can be a leading man, right? He was a leading man in Power, right? He everybody loved him in that. So my only thing is, do you think their relationship well, I guess it did have time to progress. It was a 2.5-hour movie.
Look, I enjoyed their relationship. I didn't say they were well fleshed out characters. That's not what I said.
I'm not dying for one of these guys, right? I'm not dying for the other guy. if I'm
save me. I don't know about all that, champ. Like, nah, fuck that.
So, but look, it's I would go and rewatch Dawn of the Dead.
Yeah, James Gunn wrote it.
I mean, Zack Snyder really he nailed that movie. He did.
Yeah, because it had a really good screenplay.
And this one, not so much for me. And they're talking about franchise.
Yeah, I don't need that. They're making an anime. Like Netflix is going all in.
You know why they're going in? They're going in off of the premise because the premise was good.
Yeah. Are they making more live action movies?
I don't know. Once I heard that they were planning on franchising, I said, I don't know if I need this.
Here's the thing: is Zack Snyder directing it? I'm good. Let me phrase that: is he writing it? Is he writing it? Is he writing the original screenplay, or is he involved in writing the original screenplay? Because if he is, then I'm out. I'm not doing it anymore. That's it. That's my decree from watching this. I'm not watching any more Zack Snyder original screenplays. I'm not. No. Get out of here. I've learned my lesson. And I can only get kicked in the face by the horse so many times. No, thank you. All right, that's it for us for Army of the Dead. Micah set his score at do not recommend. I'm setting my score at 2 out of 5. So there you go. Check it out or don't. That's up to you. And we will see you guys next time.
See ya.
Bye.